Hey guys, so the event just ended a couple hours ago, and I wanted to give my thoughts and opinions about this event. So, starting off, I did get the all the items, all the hats. I thought the only item that was good was probably just the bucket and the backpack that was sold for like 500 Robux. It was only for like a day. That was really the only cool hat out there for this event. You know, it was for 500 Robux though. It's just not worth it. As much as I like it, I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it, but again, 500 Robux just not worth it. Overall aesthetic of the event was fine, but I do think they could have went deeper than expected. I would have preferred if you know, rather than just slapping on like these buildings here and there just to call it classic was, a little eh. It should have been, it should have just went deeper than that. And, I actually do want to go over each of the games here one by one. Bed Wars, I didn't really play. I didn't get into it. I heard it was full of sweats. I mean, for Bed Wars, yeah, not surprised it wouldn't be. I didn't even like touch the game at all because I didn't want to go through the effort and pain probably just to get all of the tokens and tickets. Just to impress, it was fine. It was just a single obby to go through. It was really a cakewalk just to go through. I don't know. I heard people were having issues with completing the obby. I personally didn't because if you know me, I love playing obbies, so I never had a problem with it. Really nothing classic about it though. It was just getting all the tickets. I did have some issue getting like one ticket that was just hiding um inside of like that little dressing room thing. Um I thought that was really stupid just to have that one single ticket. It was just pretty dumb. Blade Ball, I didn't touch it either. I heard from friends that it was just gonna take way too long to go through, and that's why I didn't really touch it at all. So Livetopia, I did complete it. Uh, it was really tedious and repetitive. I thought it was really nothing special or classic about it at all. It was just delivering groceries like 15 times or like 15 orders. That was just incredibly boring. And then you had tickets around the map that would appear on the map as you went deeper and deeper into those orders. There were some also in-game rewards for like, I guess, decorating your house or like something's collectibles. Again, I'm not even gonna be playing this game, so I don't really care. Dragon Adventures was again also pretty tedious. You had to go around the map to just collect eggs, and I thought flying the dragon was pretty cool. I thought the maps looked pretty cool, but it was just pretty boring and repetitive again. Adopt Me took way too long. Took me about an hour and a half. I know it sounds like nothing, but for this game especially, you're gonna be waiting a lot for your pet to level up and grow. And the only way to really do that was through your pet's needs. Oh, if you wanted to like feed it, if it was hungry, if it was sleepy. That was just way too long. Restaurant Tycoon, I did get all the tickets, but not the tokens because my restaurant was just way too small for me to get orders in. I felt like a lot of these games would require progress beforehand for you to actually progress faster. My restaurant was just way too small, and it would probably take a really long time for me to get all of the tokens. And I just skipped it. I only got the tickets and just didn't try out the tokens at all after. Beast Wars Simulator, I thought that was actually pretty solid. Again, it was just straightforward actually. It was like what, defending all of the slimes, getting all the tokens and stuff like that. It was fine. I've pretty much first tried it. I got carried pretty hard by like the higher players that already made progress beforehand. I do think you would also need some progress, just progress a little bit faster. I did have a struggle starting off, though it did feel a little bit optional, especially with like the honey. Just to like, if you wanted to like buy the currency, it was like bricks, and you spent bricks to buy upgrades to defend the wall. It was optional, but again, I felt like, I did have some struggle progressing through. Moving on, we have toilet tower defense. Again, it did require some progress beforehand for the towers. If you wanted like better towers to progress, through the levels easier. I think some kid was actually kind enough to give me a tower. It was like a katana camera woman or something like that because I answered his math problems correctly. So, it was nice of that kid to give me that tower, and it did make progress a little bit easier to get through. Moving on, gunfight arena. This one was pretty boring. There was a game mode, I believe. It was like just killing bots or something like that. And it was like top 3 would get rewards. So I pretty much had to like fight through other players that were also trying to grind. It was just really boring you to get kills. Some of the weapons just weren't good at all either. The slingshot, especially the dodgeball, this little ball. The weapons were just really difficult to use. Moving on, clip it. Not a whole lot to say. It was pretty easy to get to find out the characters and record them. It was just really kind of like a fetch quest. I didn't really like it personally, so I don't have too much of a strong opinion. It was a little frustrating to find out the characters, especially because the maps were dark and it was really hard to navigate through. Driving Empire. Okay, so it took me about 6 hours because I had to go AFK. It took my friends a couple hours, real hours, to actually do all of the races or whatever to like get like points. It was like 500 points, 500 to 600 points for all 5 tokens, and you would only get like maybe 13 points per race. I heard that you would get more if you did it multiplayer though, but most players would probably be just be doing it solo. I went AFK overnight for like 6 hours because you would get a point per minute. I would just leave it on just to get all the points faster that way. I would rather spend more of my time completing the other games than just to sit on one single game just for a few hours. They were also selling a game pass to like progress faster, and I thought that was just really, really incredibly greedy of them, and it was pretty obvious that they were just trying to farm as much money as they could off the players coming in and just take advantage of the opportunity that they had. I believe Dragon Adventures also had a game pass. It was to like find all of the eggs and a little bit easier. Again, really greedy, and I just, Arsenal, I thought it was pretty solid. Same thing with Bee Swarm Simulator. I thought, I enjoyed going through the levels, but it did get a little frustrating because, I'd mess up here and there. I preferred the linear levels compared to something like fetch quests or whatever the hell Driving Empire had. And then offering some replayability for, the extra stuff that you've missed. I thought it was just fine, Also, the classic guns, being there was also pretty cool. I did like seeing those again. Sound effects and the reloads and stuff like that. I thought it was overall pretty good. A dusty trip, I did get carried by a friend, so I was just breezing through this like pretty easily. I know that some people did have a struggle, especially crossing certain areas. I did like seeing some of the locations again, like the glass towers, the haunted mansion, the pirate ships, the sword fight on the height thing, a bridge, the Roblox HQ, stuff like that. I thought it was pretty cool. Again, nothing. I didn't have too much of a say. I was really speeding through this just to get everything that I wanted. And lastly, Jesus Christ, Tower Defense Simulator. I thought, it was fine. It took me a little bit to get into because I failed a few times. Not a lot of people would probably be playing tower defense games. I know for a majority, again, for a large audience, not a lot of people were going to take the time or effort to strategize. I know the Tower Defense Simulator had preset loadouts for each level, and I thought that was a pretty forgiving compared to Toilet Tower Defense. I did appreciate that. Overall, I just think all of these games need to have some type of restriction or a rule because I did notice like pretty much all of these games had 1x1x1 present. I don't know if that was just a rule or if they just wanted to have it in. I know Lifetopia didn't really have that, at least not that I've noticed. Some of the games just took really like hours upon hours, like Driving Empire specifically. I think Driving Empire is probably one of the worst games for this event. I would probably rate Adopt Me as well pretty down there. Some of these games just took way too long to progress. I would say for each game, give at least maybe 20 to 30 minutes. At least, just like bare minimum. Also, just not have mindless quests to go through, like Dragon Adventures. It was just finding eggs all around the map. There needs to be more levels like Beastworm Simulator and Arsenal over here. And also, just don't have game passes, please. Again, Driving Empire, I hate you so much. Please, just don't have game passes or put up paywalls to like make progression easier in any type of way at all. I think that is just completely ridiculous, and it should really just be outright banned from that. All of these games as well, I feel like, you know, they didn't really fit the overall classic event. You know, I mean, we had what, like Blade Ball. Blade Ball is not classic at all. I feel more like Arsenal and Beastworm Simulator had more of that classic charm because, you know, they were pretty old. What I consider old actually is probably just from 2006 all the way probably to 2013, 2014. 2015 to 2017, I feel like that was just like the absolute peak Roblox. And after that, it all just kind of started going downhill. I mean, like Arsenal, Beastworm Simulator, I think those were really good examples of what they should have done. Some of these games are just kind of slapped on Crossroads, put on the Roblox theme song, and just called it classic. You know, I felt like there was not a whole lot of effort put into it. Also, I believe 15 games for what, 5 days. I feel like that's not a whole lot of time. I know I completed it in like 2 days, but there needs to be extra time for everyone to get a chance to play. I personally think it should have been like maybe like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, just for everyone to get into and get the chance to play. I know a lot of people are going to be busy, maybe want to play a little bit at a time rather than going through all of them at once. And really, that's just all I can really say. Overall, if I were to give this event on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably rate it at like a maybe like a 4 or like a 3. I just really thought this event could have been better. I feel like there would have been so much more potential compared to what we were given. I felt like, you know, Roblox just didn't really understand the tone of it, of the of what classic truly was. You know, that's really all I can really say. It's is there anything else I'm missing? I feel like there could have been a lot of potential behind this event. A lot, just none of it landed at all. It was just overall just really incredibly underwhelming. Really do hope that Roblox does learn from this. They said that they learned from the hunt, and I felt like they did a little bit, but it was still not enough for it to warrant it as a good event. And especially for a classic event, for something big as this, it honestly just felt like a really dishonor and disgrace to what Roblox really was back then. Because none of this really fit Roblox, to be honest. I gotta say, I've been playing since 2011. It's been like what, 13 years. So, you know, I feel like there just should have been so much more stuff. Alright, I think that's pretty much all I can really say. I don't want to repeat myself too long or let this video go on for too long. My next video, I am still working on it. It has been taking some time. I've been sick, I've been busy, and I don't know when that's gonna be coming out, but yeah, I mean, I do hope it comes out soon because I don't want to wait too long or let it, and you know, that's still being worked on. So I think I'm just gonna end it here, and yeah, I think that's about it. See you guys.